Hi, this is Joseph Burton.
And this is Linda Burton with Fighting to Stay Married. I got asked, how did I know my husband was the right person? And I gave the example of a goal I wanted, and it was a simple goal, nothing fancy. I just wanted to see the sunrise, and I am not a morning person. So what made me realize he was the right one was he heard that goal and he made it possible. It's waking me up early in the morning, getting me and our son in the car, and driving to see the sunset. And the neat thing was, I was amazed. I always wanted to see it, and it was beautiful. But to him, he was like, you didn't see the tip, you didn't see the rise of it. And he drove to the next town, and it was the same thing. And he got back on the road and drove to another town, and he ended up going, how far? Like 20 miles?
Probably, at least.
About 20 miles down, racing. And I'm like, I'm happy, I'm satisfied. But he wanted to make sure that I saw what I wanted to see. That's how I knew he was the right person for me. When you have somebody, no matter how silly or small or simple or crazy, outrageous goal that you have to make yourself grow, or just to see something in a new way, or make that come, or participate in that. There is a song that I like, and she was saying that when she doesn't have a voice, you will help me speak, and when I can't stand, you will lift me up. And it's not in a way that he's doing it for me, but he's supporting me, he's helping me, he helps me reach to a new level that I didn't think I can make. I feel that my husband is not meant to make me feel loved. His job is to remind me I am loved. I need to know that myself. I need to know that within. I need to set my own goals and my own plans, and what we need to do is be that aid, that helpmate to each other to reach those goals, to be that encourager, to encourage each other, to lift each other up. Does that make sense? Am I saying that right?
Makes sense to me.
So when somebody asked me that question, when I got asked that question of how did I know my husband was the right one, I always think of the sunrise and him driving so fast down the road. And I remember like, I'm good, because he was speeding. He was speeding to do it. But at the same time, I felt so valued. I felt so important. I felt so loved. I felt that he cares about what I care about, no matter how big or small it is. And to me, that's something you want in a relationship. What do you think?
I agree. I think that's, that can make you realize some things about a person. So for me then, mine didn't quite come that way. Mine was, you got married and you just carried on, oh, okay, I'm married now, I got to do this, that, and the other. But for me, no one even asked me. I don't remember anybody asking me anything like that. It's just that I think, I think one day it's just like, you know what? I'm happy where I am. I'm happy that I'm married. I'm content. I'm satisfied. I wasn't wishing something else or this, that, or the other. So it just, for me, it was a little different. For me, it was just coming to a point where, realizing that I'm happy where I am. Sorry, it's not some romantic gesture movie type thing, but
I did do those things.
Huh?
But I did do those things. We did do romantic gestures, or I
no,
did.
no, it's not that. It's not that. It's just like it's like when people always expect some kind of, I don't know, some grandiose kind of, I don't even know what to call it really.
Feeling.
But it just was just down to earth for me. I knew I wanted to get married, so once I asked you to marry me, and then we went into that role and we started doing the things that married couples do, right? loving each other, taking each other out, and all those kind of things, and being committed and being married. So I didn't have, for me, I didn't have a point where when did I realize that you were the one I was searching for, because I wasn't really, my mind was not there with that. You know, I wasn't dreaming of a wife.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't think men really search, right? They just kind of go through life and
yeah, you would come to a point with a girl that, I mean, I can't speak for all men, but like I know for me, it's just you just go through your life, and then you meet a girl, and you might not necessarily think, oh, this is the girl I want to marry. It just at one point in your life, you get to a point where you get it just hits you, or that feeling comes like, you know what, I think I can, you know, I'm gonna ask her to marry me. You know, so I don't know. It's not a magic formula. It's not something that you have seen in a movie and you wished, oh, I'm gonna start thinking about this or that. You just go on about your life, and then things happen as they happen. I think that's what it was for me.
yeah.
And we are 27 years later, so I guess it's good, right?
Yes, it is.
All right.
So, for anyone that's just trying to figure out, you know, where they're at in a relationship, and is this the person? Like Joe said, it is not a formula. It's not that was mine, and out of that, what I would say is it was something on my list I wanted from a guy. Already having a child, I want to make sure that my values, my purpose was aligned with his, that we had things in common of moving forward to the same goals. And even though that was a minor one, if he can do that for a minor, small one, what more can he do for something he's totally in line with, agree with, or have value of what I'm giving? So I don't think I ever said thank you for that. So I want to say thank you. I appreciate that. And that was my turning point. So look in your relationship and see if you're getting somebody that's giving you life, helping you meet your goals. Keep in mind that you want somebody that's going to be positive in your life, to lift you up, to encourage you. And you should be doing the same for the other person. It's about working together. If you guys can't work together before you get married, it's going to be a lot harder to do it after you get married.
Yeah, and there's a lot of skills involved that we don't think about, because marriage is something that a good marriage and things like that just doesn't happen. So, you know, that's why we're doing this, just to give you some pointers and tips, and just to have you think about these things before. It's like at least, you know, I kind of liken it to a cliff. For you to just see a cliff and just go run and jump off of it, and then go, oh shoot, the water's over there. You know, it's better to go to the edge of the cliff, look at what that is down there. Oh, the water's this way. Oh, the rocks over here. That way, so when you do step back and run and jump off the cliff, you'll know what direction to jump in, because that's what you intended to do. So I think a lot of us get married or jump into these situations without at least going to the edge of the cliff and looking and assessing things. That means like asking people questions, maybe getting some advice from other people, reading some books, I don't know, something. Do something instead of just going up to the cliff. I mean, just running and just jumping off the cliff. Because that's kind of like what we're doing when we ask somebody to marry to us and we just go get married. There's a lot of people that have been married, and some haven't worked out, some have. So at least give yourself a fighting chance, that's all. So until next time, this is Joe and Linda with Fighting to Stay Married.
Thank you for listening.